I'm Ryan Lewis. I'm a music producer and a film director. As you can see, the past couple of years of my life have been absolutely crazy. Everything I knew of life completely changed in an instant. I worked for years on an album with Macklemore that would take us far beyond what we ever imagined. Before I knew it, we were constantly traveling. We played roughly 300 shows in a single year. We heard songs that we made in our parents' basements played on every radio station in the country. We walked on red carpets and did hundreds of interviews. Our music had exploded into the world. But that is my music story. That's a story you may have already heard. So let's rewind. What a lot of people don't know about me is my life before Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. A huge part of what's made me who I am is something I haven't talked about in interviews. If I could steal just a few minutes of your time, I'd love to tell you about the strongest woman that I know, our mom, Julie Lewis. In 1984, my mom gave birth to my oldest sister, Teresa. In Washington State, this was 1 year before anyone was testing for the HIV/AIDS virus in blood donations. After giving birth, my mom ended up needing a blood transfusion, and without anyone knowing it in that moment, had HIV-positive blood put into her body. At age 25, 1 year younger than I am right now, her life would change forever.
For years, my mom had no idea that she had HIV. She gave birth to my sister Laura and my brother Ryan and just continued living her life. She started to feel unusually sick and went to the doctor multiple times and was finally diagnosed as HIV positive, and in turn was given only a few years to live.
My brother and I were not born with HIV. We both had a 25% chance of being born HIV positive, but we weren't. We were both extremely lucky.
My name is Julie Lewis, and I'm HIV positive. I was infected with HIV 30 years ago, and I never thought I would be sitting here 30 years later talking to you. I was diagnosed HIV positive in the summer of 1990. I was 32 years old, and I had 3 young children. They were 2, 4, and 6 years old. I had never thought about dying.
But you know what's amazing? My mom never died. She lived.
She never thought, and we never thought as a family, that she would be a 30-year survivor. So for her, coming up with this idea of how do we celebrate in a way that can have a positive impact in the lives of other women, girls, families around the world who didn't have the access to the kind of healthcare opportunities that she has had.
I want to do something big. The 30/30 Project is that big idea. We believe that healthcare is a human right. We have the knowledge and we have the treatments. Life-threatening diseases like HIV/AIDS can be managed. What people need is access.
In celebrating this 30-year mark, we want to provide just that, access to healthcare for those who need it the most. We want to build medical centers worldwide that will stand strong for at least 30 years. It's called the 30/30 Project. So how are we going to do this? First, we bring in Construction for Change to build the building. Construction for Change architects then draft a blueprint. A project manager is sent to the site. Local foremen and community workers are hired to build the structure. Local partners like Partners in Health fill the building with doctors, nurses, and healthcare specialists that begin working immediately. Suddenly, comprehensive healthcare, meaning healthcare that covers all illnesses, is available to the entire surrounding community of 20,000 people. The first destination is Malawi. Why? It's a no-brainer. Over 1 in 10 adults living in Malawi has HIV or AIDS. There's an immediate need for the exact type of medical center that we're talking about in the rural Nino district. Let's talk bigger picture. Imagine 30 of these medical centers popped up all over the world. What would that provide? Roughly 600,000 people would now have access to healthcare. With this amazing past year that I've had, I'm honored to be the first donor to the 3030 Project. I'm asking you to join me. Join my family's story. See how far we can take this. Malawi is only the beginning. There are so many locations in need of medical centers just like these ones.
I've known Julie and the Lewis family for years now, and have always found inspiration behind their family's incredible story. Ryan, myself, and the whole team are stepping up in full support of the 3030 Project. Below, you'll see a wide variety of perks for donating. From t-shirts to signed posters, we want to ensure that this project comes to life. You'll see that the 3030 t-shirt reads, "Healthcare is a human right." That is what we believe. We want to see this idea put into action. Any amount that you can donate goes directly to building healthcare centers worldwide.